Hello, hello, hello. I am your spiritual transformation life coach, Latricia Booker, here with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power. And that is the truth of who God has created us to be. So first, I'm going to take the time to say thank you. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for the likes, for the subscribes, for the shares, for all the financial contributions to my channel and the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. It is very much appreciated. Thank you. And so, as you already know, and if you don't know, now you know, I am here to drop this beat, this word, this message. Yeah. So, the word for the day is this. They try to throw you in a ditch when you are destined for greatness. Let me say that again. They try to throw you in a ditch when you are destined for greatness. This just occurred to me. How they try to kill you and try to throw you away, bury you. That's what I'm looking for. Bury you. It's a saying that says they tried to bury you, but they didn't know you was a seed. And what do seeds do? Grow. Sometimes when people counting you out or thinking they're doing everything they need to do to get rid of you, bury you, and you're a seed because you're destined for greatness, because that's the way God created it, the way he set it up, the way he ordained it for you. Because you are a seed, what do seeds do? Grow, blossom. So it's confusing to your enemies when they counted you out or they did everything they could to kill you. And all you're doing is blossoming. You're growing. Because you're a seed. In fact, them doing what they did planted you deeper in the soil. That's why you sprouting and growing so beautifully. Now, let me go here. I'm reminded, or I have been reminded of Daniel again. In the lion's den. Now, in the story of Daniel, he was set up by them dudes because of the way he prayed to God. Because he and also, here it is too, he was also looked at the king to be, from the king, to be appointed to be in position as to lead over the people. In other words, the king was working on giving someone that position. Daniel was in the forefront. He was next in line for that position. So these dudes, they knew that. They was hating on Daniel and how excellent he was and how he honored God and all these wonderful things. And again, he was destined for greatness because he was in line to be the next leader, to be given that position of authority. So them dudes, they was hating on him. And they tried to set him up. And had the king put out a law, which was crazy. It's like, how did the king go with that? Anyway, put out a law that during a certain period of time that you can pray to another God. Even though God is the ultimate most high God. But anyway, let's go with the story. So the king did end up putting out this law. And these dudes that was setting up Daniel, they knew the whole idea was to set up Daniel because they knew how he prayed 3 times a day to God. So, check this. They put out this law. The king put out this law. He went with what them dudes was talking about. And he put out this law. And Daniel knew. He heard. He was like, what did Daniel do? When Daniel heard about the law, he went and prayed. The law was that he couldn't pray. What did Daniel do when he heard the law? He went and prayed. That's so funny to me. He went and did exactly what the law said he can't do because Daniel was destined for greatness. Okay, remember he was next in line. He was next in line for this position. He's destined for greatness. Now this law is out that he can't pray to God. But what he gonna do? Pray. He prays still anyway. He's still destined for greatness. That law didn't change the fact that he was not destined, that he was destined for greatness, should I say. Anyway, moving right along. The king, when you read the story, when you read the scriptures, it speaks of how he was disturbed. He couldn't even rest. After they threw lion in the lion's den. Let me say that part first. You know, of course, Daniel prayed. He ain't care. So he was thrown into the lion's den. But the king couldn't even rest. He couldn't even rest. He couldn't even sleep. He was deeply disturbed, for one, because he knew Daniel was good. He knew. And then I believe, scripture don't say this, but just from reading it and just using your own discernment or whatever, revelation that God gives, what I gather is he knew he shouldn't have did that. Like I started off saying, why would you agree to a law like that? And you know that law goes against. And what's the reason for it? I don't even have to say all that. It was a stupid law. King couldn't even rest. Couldn't even rest. So he went to go call out to Daniel. It's so funny to me, y'all. That he went to go call out to Daniel, and he said, Daniel, has this God that serves you, that you serve continuously, has he saved you from the lion's pit or whatever? Has he saved you? Something like that. I'll link the scriptures in a video. But he went to go ask Daniel. Listen to this. Daniel, man, he couldn't rest. He was perplexed. Oh. He went distressed. I just heard. He was in distress. He went to go to where Daniel was in the lion's den. Now, mind you, if you're somebody in the lion's den, they should be dead, right? He went to go say, wait a minute, after being distressed and perplexed, he went to go to the lion's den and hollered out to Daniel, Daniel, has your God that you serve continuously saved you? Check this out. Daniel answered. He said, yeah. Yeah. And this is it right here. He said, because I am innocent. He said, I've done nothing wrong in the sight of God. And he said, neither have I done anything wrong towards you. He was saying, I've never done anything ill towards you. I've done anything in the eyes of God, and I've done nothing wrong. So yeah, my God has saved me. You know, paraphrasing, so to speak. That's what he said. Now, first I want to point this out. Remember, this message here is they tried to throw you in a ditch when you are destined for greatness. Here it is right here. God destined you for greatness. So no matter how many ditches, lions' dens, fiery furnaces, poles they hang up to hang you, whatever. I'm just saying. No matter what they try to do, oppress you, I'm hearing, abuse you, bully you, make you, force you. No matter what they try to do to get you in that ditch, because you are destined for greatness, they can't. Listen to this. He said, then you said, I'm innocent. He said, I've done nothing wrong in the eyes of God. He said, and I've not done no harm to you either. He's talking to the king. And here's what God is saying. These ones have been trying to throw you in this ditch, trying to cause you all this harm, trying to, they've been accusing you and saying all kind of stuff. And all along, you were innocent. You were innocent. Everything that they said about you was a lie. You were innocent. You were innocent. Your issue, their issue with you really is that you serve God continuously. That's the real issue. The real issue is that you are destined for greatness. You are in position. You are next in line, being considered for a higher position. And I just heard in leadership, because you are a leader. You are destined for greatness. So no matter what they try to do to you, you are destined for greatness. They can try to throw you in a ditch. Heck, you can end up in that ditch. But because you are destined for greatness, you will not be harmed. Now, those lions' mouths were closed, shut. They could not do anything to Daniel. Also, well, I don't want to get into that part of the other one that was down there with them that we know to be Jesus. I don't want to go too much into that, but the point is that he was protected. He was in a ditch, but he didn't die because he's destined for greatness. Now, let me point this out too. Not only did Daniel say, I'm innocent in the eyes of God, which is why all those lies they tell on you for serving God, for loving God, for being dedicated and committed to God, not only is God not going to punish you because of what they're saying, listen to this. God is not going to allow what they do to succeed. Number one, what they tripping on you for is what God, that's what he destined for you. He desires that. You're innocent in his eyes. So their ditches are not going to work. Secondly, Daniel told the king, I've done no harm to you either. You've done no harm to these people that try to dig you, put you in a ditch. You've done them no harm. You've done nothing to them. Now, what I'm actually hearing right now is some people, if there was an issue, a situation going, I'm just going to say what it is. If they were trying to cause you harm, if they were trying to, manipulate you or get over on you or just doing anything that's inappropriate towards you, like force their will on you or just having any, I'm going to say ill feelings towards you. I'm hearing jealous. Because usually jealous people, if they're acting on it, they're doing things to cause you harm. Okay. If that's what you've experienced with some people, and you either stand up for yourself, move around, have nothing to do with them, whatever, sever ties with them, in their mind, you did something to them because you're not letting them abuse you. You're not letting them control you. You're not letting them destroy you. You keep it pushing. You keep moving. So in their mind, you cause them harm by not allowing them to cause you harm. Okay. I said that to just make the point of you have caused them no harm. Even though we know in their distorted minds, you have. Just like them dudes that was trying to set up Daniel. What Daniel do to them? Nothing. He served God. He would not fall in line with the way they did things. They were jealous of him, trying to trip him up, and they could not. In their minds, that's what they perceived that he had done wrong to them. Not let them In other words, they couldn't succeed at what they were trying to do with him. He didn't care nothing about what they did, what they thought, what everybody else was doing. He did his own thing. He did his God thing. He was excellent in the eyes of God. He was destined for greatness. And in their minds, that's really where Daniel was wrong at. As tricked off as that sound, but that's what he did wrong. Daniel served God and would not serve them and bow down to them. Okay. They were trying to throw you in a ditch, but you were destined for greatness. You didn't belong in that ditch, but they do. They do, because they were the one doing all the harmful things. Now, to you, who's working, who's serving God, who's doing right by God, who's doing what God is asking you to do. Now, I just want to point out that doesn't mean you're perfect and you don't make mistakes and you don't have error, of course. But you're not out here bothering nobody, trying to cause nobody harm. Whatever issues you have going on, you dealing with them, you and God. You ain't out here attacking other people, trying to control other people, trying to cause them harm, trying to put them in no ditch. You ain't out here trying to put people in no ditch. Even when you come across someone that you feel, that you know is probably horrible and evil even, you ain't trying to set them up or trap them or cause them no harm. You leave that in God's hands. And I'm reminded of scripture, Psalm 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Then it goes on to say, trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Then it goes on to say, delight thyself also in the Lord. I'm going to stop right there. And he shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit. I'm going to stop. I've been saying it the whole chapter. But I'm making a point because it just occurred to me, like, when you know someone is evil, even when they're doing things towards you, you don't retaliate. You surrender all that over to God and let God deal with them. And Psalms 1, because of what Psalms 1 says. Well, because of what Psalms 1 says, but Psalms 1 will take care of that. Fret not because of them evildoers. Look, they're going to be taken care of. And you leave that up to God to take care of. You don't attack them. You're not trying to do them harm. You're not doing anything to them. And that's why God will not allow you to either be in that ditch or be harmed in that ditch. When it was all said and done, Daniel was still elevated to his rightful position. Why? Because Daniel was destined for greatness. And so are you, kingdom people. Because you are destined for greatness, God is not going to allow you to end up in no ditch. But they will end up in a ditch. That's where they belong. Scripture says several times throughout the scriptures, the ditch they dig for you, they will fall into themselves. The ditch you dig for another, you're going to fall into it yourself. So again, you're not going to fall into the ditches they're digging for you. They will. Especially when you're innocent. When you have done nothing in the eyes of God or to them. And if you do, like I said, if you're in error with God, or if you're in a relationship with God, he's dealing with you and convicting you and correcting you on things, and you're adhering to that. So again, you're innocent in the eyes of God. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying what I said in the beginning. The ditch they dig for you is not for you. It's for them. They tried to throw you in a ditch when you are destined for greatness. Walk on into your destiny. Walk in that greatness that God has imputed and is imputing in you and rising you up in. Walk in that greatness. The ditch they dug for you, they're going to end up in it. So, I'm going to let that rest right there. And if you like this video and or if it resonated with you, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Click on that bell right next to that subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. You can also find all of my information for all of the services that I offer right down below in the description box. And you can email at me at kingdomtrish@gmail.com. Also, I am now offering chat sessions, 30 minutes for $50 for anyone who just want to connect with me and chat with me. You know, got something on your mind, you just want to throw something at me and I want to hear my, something like that. A simple chat session without committing to a life coaching session. However, if you're needing life coaching, I'm absolutely here to assist you with that as well. And I do have plans available. I do work on a payment plan as well, should I say. And yeah, I want to say I do have packages available. All that's down below. I can work with you on a payment plan, according to your needs. And yeah, I believe that's it. Check out my book, The Girl in the Mirror by Sheila Brooks. Sheila Brooks is my pen name. You can find that link down below in the description box, and it's on Amazon. And my spiritual warfare course is $25 for you on YouTube. So check that out as well. And yeah, I think that's it, you all. I appreciate you all so very much. I appreciate you all being here and spending this time with me. And so yeah, with that being said, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. You all, that's my time. Jesus girl, she out. Peace.